Hello, welcome. Welcome to Tell It Like It Is, where we tell it like it is. And some people may tell it like it might be, but we tell it like it is on this show. I'm here with my co-host, Carl Baus, the man that made Split Decision. He's back, he's here, and he has a lot to say. How you doing, Carl? How you doing?
Great, Justin. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Hey, anytime.
Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the news. In Michigan, a 15-year-old boy was rushed to the hospital after consuming alcohol. Accidentally, he drunk some alcohol at Applebee's, and they served him in a kid's cup with some margarita mix. The kid was tipsy, and he was drunk above the legal limit for an adult. He could have died if he drank the whole cup. Carl, he asked for apple juice, and he got champagne and Henny and everything else. What do you think?
I could see if it was a regular glass, a little mix-up, say you wanted ginger ale and you got margarita. I could see how it gets mixed up if it's two different glasses, but if it's in a kid's cup, how does it get in a kid's cup? How do you put margarita accidentally in one of those little plastic cartoon cups? I don't get it. I think it was just negligence by whoever's working at Applebee's or whatever this was. And I just think it could have been prevented if somebody was just paying attention. That's what I think. It's just negligence.
Somebody's gonna get sued. That's just the bottom line. I think it's sad, man. I'd be mad and horrified if my 15-year-old boy consumed alcohol and I come to find out the employee did that. I'll be, oh man, I think I will own Applebee's. I think we'll call Justin Applebee's.
I think that family is definitely going to get some kind of compensation for this. This is unacceptable. I think in my mind, I think that restaurant needs to be investigated and find out who did this, and then the proper actions I think should be taken. I think that's out of control.
And you're right. Mm-hmm. And the actions should be taken because you just don't do nothing like that. That's unacceptable. Yeah. Next, other news: a man was arrested in Argentina, finding more than 600 snakes of reptiles and different wildlife animals packed in luggage compartments of a bus. He was doing wildlife trafficking. He had about 40 lizards, 444 boas, vipers, and other snakes, and an armadillo. Was this smart or was this dumb?
I think it's pretty dumb because you have another snakes on a plane. I think you're going to have the reptiles or amphibians, whatever they might be, in this bus take over the driver. I think it's a bad idea, especially when you're traveling down the road. If one gets loose, especially if they're venomous, or poison gets out, I think they're going to be in for quite a ride if those lizards or animals get loose in that van.
I guess they were trying to make a sequel. The Snakes on a Plane. I guess we're going to call it Snakes on a Bus. I don't know. Part 1 was terrible. So part 2, and you're right, Carl, somebody could get hurt. Anything could happen. And I guess instead of you could traffic humans, you could traffic drugs. Why not wildlife animals? And number 3 for our news, up-and-coming news, Chris Christie called for public school teachers to be evaluated based on equal classroom performance and student achievement. Teachers rated effectively are highly effective for 3 consecutive years and will receive tenure if he does good. Teachers who lose tenure will lose tenure after 2 consecutive years of ineffective ratings. Is this a good move or a bad move that Governor Chris Christie is doing?
I think it's an all right move. I'm double-sided on it because I think everybody needs to make a living, and we don't know how effective these evaluations are. On the other hand, I think it's like sports. If you got a starting position and if you don't perform to your level, you're going to get down to the minor leagues or something like that, or you're going to get released from the team. I just think that's the way it is. I think it's sort of the same way with this. I guess they're looking at it from the aspect they want the best education for the students. That's just my opinion. They just want the best. To get the best education, they're going to have the best teachers in there to perform.
And I have to say, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I think it's necessary because some of these teachers are terrible. Some of these teachers been here for 30 years, and it's time to switch up. They have to switch up. And plus, I'm like you, it's like Wall Street, man. In any business, you based on performance, and that's how it should be. But the only problem with this whole situation I don't like about it is who's doing the evaluating? Is it the principal? I mean, the principal will evaluate all these teachers, and keep the ones he want to keep and get rid of the ones he want to get rid of, regardless if they're good or not.
That's the problem I have with this is who is evaluating, who's asking the questions, who's observing. If it's a principal who's been, comfortable with these teachers for the last 30 years, they could have developed a relationship where they kind of, have a respect for each other and they like each other. And that might take some...
Like a clique.
Yeah, like a clique. That might take some, looks away from some of these young up-and-coming teachers that, might not have the, reputation yet to go off of. So I think I think we need a random sample kind of like people that don't know teachers evaluating them to see how they're really performing.
Yeah, I'm with you. On sports now, we're moving on to sports. Basketball, my favorite sport next to boxing. I got my picks for MVPs today. Carl, my MVP for the NBA is Derrick Rose. He's averaging 25 points, 7 assists, 1 steal a game. The Bulls are looking fantastic. He got them number 1. Who would have thought? Even without knowing Boozer, he got them all playing. Kudos to Tom, Coach of the Year, Tom Thibodeau. In my eyes, nobody saw the Bulls coming. Nobody at all. Look at Derrick Rose. Look the way he just played. He cuts through the lane like it's butter. It's ridiculous, and he worked hard on his jump shot. He's kind of hard to stick, Carl. My most improved player, I have to give it to Kevin Love. 51 straight double-doubles. Got to give this man an award. Got to give him something. He's been playing with his hard hat all night. It's the type of person that you need on your team that you got to rally by. His numbers last year were 14 points, 11 rebounds, double compared to this year, 20 points and 15 rebounds. And his field goal went from 450 last year to 470. Kevin Love, you got my most improved player of the year. You played hard. You work hard. Look at him, Carl. He's a beast.
He is. He's unstoppable, I believe.
Yes. My sixth man of the year, I have to give it to my Lakers, Lamar Odom. I got to give it to Lamar Odom. His average is 14 and 8 rebounds. That's the same of his average for his whole career, boss.
He's looking fresh in that picture with that suit.
Yes, and he's playing. I guess it's Chloe on the side. I don't know. Maybe it's the woman. I don't know what it is, but he's playing like a true sixth man off the bench.
Definitely. I agree with all of your picks. I've seen Derrick Rose. I'm at a lot of the Sixers games, so I got to see the Bulls play the Sixers, and this guy is sharp as a knife. He just gets down the court like nothing and just puts the ball in the hoop. And I definitely agree that if without him, the Bulls would not be where they are. They're back to the status that they were in the 90s, I believe. They're getting to that level again. Kevin Love is awesome. I believe he's the only bright spot of that Minnesota team. I think if they get a couple more young pieces in there, I believe that they will be an upcoming contender as well. Sixth man of the year, Lamar Odom, I definitely agree with. Because it can't just be a Kobe show. It's a team sport. So I definitely agree. Having Lamar there is definitely a bright spot with the other Laker pieces, and I think they will, as they always do, the last 3 years, contend for a championship. Dwight Howard is a show.
Yeah, I like to say Dwight Howard, my defensive player of the year. I was going to give it to Wade, but Dwight Howard's getting 1.3 steals a game. He's getting 2 blocks a game, almost damn near 3 blocks a game. I have to give it to Dwight Howard. I'll give it to him all day. He's a force inside. I love Wade. I think he plays good defense, and Wade's up there, but you got to give it to Dwight Howard.
Definitely. Dwight Howard is a show, man. Look at him in that graphic right there. I've seen Dwight Howard, all this guy do his dunks. He is the heart and soul of the Orlando Magic. I actually wrote a column about
and my man,
these guys.
Rookie of the year, I got to give it, you already know.
Blake Griffin.
I already got to say it.
The second year, the sophomore rookie, the second year, because he was out last year. I definitely think this is a good start to the LA Clippers. They need to get some prestige back in that franchise because they haven't had much luck in the last decade or so. I definitely think it starts with Blake Griffin throwing down dunks.
Yo, he's nasty. Mm-hmm. That's just the bottom line. And his nickname for me, I call him Monster. Either I call him Monster or Blake Zilla. Because the way he comes in and the way he dunks on people remind me of Sean Kemp growing up. But that's about it for basketball. We're talking about Phillies now. We're talking about baseball. I know Phillies, that's your team.
That's my team.
I know you love them, so we got to talk about them. Are you surprised by the Phillies anyway? Or you have a surprising player? Are you surprised about any team or anybody that you might like?
Right now, after the offseason that they've had, where they've got these guys, they got this pitching rotation is living up to the hype. They're 7-2 right now. I did not expect. I mean, I expected this fully. What I didn't expect was after Chase Utley went out with an injury and he's out for a while, and when Jason Worth got left for the Washington Nationals, I'm definitely happy with the run production that we're getting, because usually in the past we've seen the Phillies start off slow on the offensive side in the beginning of the year. We've seen a couple of pitchers. I mean, Cole Hamels and Joe Blanton slipped up a little bit the first game, but they made up for it the next thing. Cole Hamels had a gem the other night.
Yeah, I was upset. It was against my Atlanta Braves team.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Cole Helms, Mr. Steph, that was on here. Me and him was already a Philly fan, and I didn't think Cole Helms still had something left. Obviously, he does, and we'll see. We'll see the future. We'll see what happens. Critics' Choice. We're here on Critics' Choice. Top movies of the weekend. I don't know if you're gonna go see any of these, Carl. I might go see them. Who knows? Number one, I got Hop. What, 21.7 million? Basically, you got Author, number 2 with Russell Brand, 12.6 million. You got Hannah with 12.3 million, and you have Soul Surfer with 11.1 million, and you got Insidious. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I think that, yeah.
I hope I pronounced it right. 9.7 million.
It's all right. They know what you're talking about.
Yes, I hope they do, because I don't. I'm joking. But for, the Hop is for kids. It's Easter coming up. Russell Brand is the bunny rabbit. I don't know why, but he's the bunny rabbit. I don't know what you think.
I'm a fan of Russell Brand. I've seen a couple of his movies of the last year or two.
You're
And
a fan?
I'm a fan. I've seen him on Saturday Night Live. Found him hilarious. I like some of his work. He's very funny, I believe.
Russell Brand made me choke when I watch him. He makes me upset. I can't watch him for too long. Author. What's worse, Carl? Who's worse, Russell Brand or Katy Perry? I don't know. It's kind of hard to pick out of these two, because I get Russell. At least he has character. Katy Perry, I don't think she can sing. I think if it was for her dad, I don't think she'd be where she's at. And if it was for her looks, I don't think she'll sell any records. Can she, what do you think? What's worse?
I don't know, because I can't judge the movie yet unless I've seen it. I can't judge it by who's in it, because you never know. You could be surprised. You could be surprised. It could be a really good movie.
Looks like another Bruno or another. I don't know, one of them crazy, corny
Borat.
Tom Hanks big type movies. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Arthur might be funny. Who knows?
Who knows? I gotta go check it out.
Yeah. Hannah is about a 16-year-old who's an assassin fighting for survival. Trained by her father since she was a kid to be an assassin. Would you go see this movie? Do you think this is reality? I mean, a 16-year-old girl killing grown men, assassin. I mean,
you know what? They do it over, I believe, in other countries. They require you to go to the military at a young age, and I think you can train somebody to do anything. They have these kids out there that, like scientists at age 10 and 12 and stuff like that. So I figure if you can teach them to do that, you can teach them to do anything. So if they're training to be an assassin for survival, I think if you have the right equipment and the right personnel to teach somebody that and the right know-how, I think you could really do anything. That's what I think.
I might watch it. I might.
Sounds interesting. I think that could be a good concept.
Yeah, it might be interesting. I might watch it. 16-year-old assassin. You wouldn't think a 16-year-old, like if you say 16-year-old, you wouldn't even think that she's an assassin or she could be an assassin. So it might be all right. It might be interesting. Soul Surfer, about a one-armed surfer, female one-armed surfer. I guess she decides to go back on the surfboard and try to surf. I don't know people that surf anymore, but this might be an inspiring story. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't pay to watch it, but I mean, if it came on television, I'd watch it. I think it'll be good for kids, teenagers.
I think it's an interesting concept because it's like the American way. You just never give up with anything. I mean, this is an unfortunate situation for this young surfer. She loses her arm, and yet she didn't lose. She loved to surf. She didn't give up on it. She hops back on that board, paddles out, and continues to do what she loves. I like that. I love that concept. To just keep going. and no matter what adversity comes in your way.
And Insidious, you already know it's about another one of them ghostly type soul, take souls, with kids and psychics and spirits and stuff. I already talked about it, but would you go see it though?
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the supernatural stuff. I might see it again, like you said, if it came on HBO or Showtime or something like that. I might give it a look. If I was going with a group of people and they were interested, I'd probably go. I wouldn't go by myself. If I had to pick the movie, I don't know if I would go. But but again, if it came on TV, I'd probably give it a look. Or if I heard good reviews, I might give it a look. I'm always open to anything, really.
And they were doing Superman 2. Carl, why?
I don't know. I never think they did the right thing about the Superman franchise. I think they should have looked at it like Batman, Spider-Man, like just start over, start fresh. Like they did that Superman Returns or whatever a couple years ago. I think they need.
Terrible.
Yeah, I didn't really see it, so I can't really give my comment on it. But I think they should start fresh, give it that dark look that the Dark Knight did. Just just call it Superman and do a fresh story and just give it that realistic, hard look at it, like they did with Spider-Man, like they did with Batman.
Well, yeah, they're doing a Spider-Man, and real fast, just want to point out, Dark Knight Rises, the new one, is the last of the series. It will be filmed in Pittsburgh, PA. I might go out there. I don't know if it's good or bad, but
it could be it could be interesting. People live in the area. I'm kind of upset that it's going to be the last one. Because I love that series. I love what Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale have done with it. I think it's great.
Yeah, Heath Ledger took it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, and it's really a shame what happened to him because I think if he was still around, I think the Joker. I think they kind of left the last one for him to come back in this one, but obviously, unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
But I definitely think anything they do is gold. And in Pittsburgh, I wonder why they picked Pittsburgh because didn't they shoot the other ones in Chicago?
They said they liked the way Pittsburgh looks. So. Who knows? It should be a good movie.
Oh, of course, yeah. Definitely picking it for. I mean, after seeing Inception and then Dark Knight, boom, you got yourself a instant. Got to go see it right there.
Yeah, of course. That's a moneymaker. We have something for you today. Next segment, caught out there, caught on film. Baus. Oh, look, it's a bear.
Tell you, if that gets in your backyard, I'm going in the opposite direction.
Well, he was in the backyard. He was loose in Virginia. Me, if that bear was in my backyard, ladies and gentlemen, I'd probably kill the bear, skin it, use it as a rug, sleep on it at night. I'd be happy, probably eat the meat. Who knows? Bear meat might taste good. I wish a bear would come to my house. You ever seen Call of Duty, Baus?
Yeah, I have.
That's what happened to that bear. If that bear would have came near my kids or my house or anything near my family or property.
Reminds me of that Sopranos episode where the bear got in the backyard and AJ just standing there like freaking out, doesn't know what to do. And I'll tell you, if that happened to me, I don't know what I would do.
Now we got this racing boat. Guys on a racing boat crash. This race boat crash. People do, like I said, put their bodies. Like I said last week, put their bodies in harm's way, and then when stuff happens to them, they looking stupid, looking crazy, like they don't know what happened.
I've done some water sport and stuff like that. My dad used to have boats. We used to go tubing off the back of it.
Not like that.
And not like that. I never tried the high risk stuff. And I'll tell you, when you fall on that water and you smack the wave like that, it stings. It doesn't look like it that much on TV, but it does. You'll feel it.
Okay.
Into the next morning.
And this is a hospital implosion. Just blowing up the hospital. It's just amazing to see.
Looks like the Dark Knight.
Yeah, how they could just tear. Yeah, how they could just tear stuff down with no problem. Just blow everything up. I hope they don't put a Starbucks there.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put a mini mall there or something. They got a Starbucks seems like in every corner in Manhattan. So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And right here, we have a tornado tearing up in PA. I know a couple people that love to be tornado chasers, tornado watchers. Me. When I seen Twister for the first time, I said yeah, but then I seen it in real life. I said no, because I can't chase my whole life chasing tornadoes, and what you see in Twister is all BS. I mean, them people sitting underneath the Twister, looking at it with the tornadoes, when the tornadoes going around. Now I don't believe in all that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe in none of that. That's not true. The debris would have been in your face. The tornado would have ripped you half apart. Yeah. It's sad how devastating it could be, but
In my opinion, yeah, like they have to jazz it up for the movies, but I have no interest at all in sitting underneath in my couch of a giant gust of swirling wind. It just doesn't interest me. I like to, I have a long list of things I'd like to do before I hang up the boots for my life. I got a lot of things I gotta do before I chase a tornado around. It just seems. I mean, I'll watch it on TV and stuff like that, and I'll watch the movies, but I think I think that's enough for me.
Yeah, I don't like to play with storms, tornadoes, water rafting, all types of crazy monsoons. I mean, there's too much stuff going on, mudslides. Who wants to go around chasing a tornado for their lives? Like, do they get paid to do that? That's why
I don't think they do. I think it's just people get a rush out of doing crazy things. People just go out and do anything. They'll out and chase a storm. They'll go jump off a cliff. They'll go swimming with sharks, alligators, whatever they choose. It's just people get a rush, get like an adrenaline rush of doing these things. It's just, I guess it's what they, what fuels them up to, get them excited. I don't know, jump skydiving or something like that. I don't know. I think it's whatever floats your boat, I guess is the saying, right?
Do they have a TV show of this? Because they have a TV show of everything. Everything, Carl. They have a TV show of everything, especially dealing with weather. They have storm chasers, tornado chasers, tsunami chasers, chasers after they drink liquor. I mean, they have all types of chasers dealing with weather and stuff in this world. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely think they could create something if they do. I know they have shows like this. They have shows for literally everything now. They do a reality TV show. They have Cupcake Wars, Storage Wars, Storm Wars.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy things like, everything. They have a show for literally everything.
It's ridiculous, just like my next topic, Straight from the Heart. Here where we tell everything straight from the heart. This is ridiculous. This is what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, that Justin Bieber is the next king of pop, next to Michael Jackson. When I heard that, I felt sick to my stomach. Justin Bieber, next king of pop, you can't even compare Justin Bieber to Michael Jackson.
No.
You can't do it. No. You can't compare no artist to Michael. Michael was the man. You can't do that. The man hasn't been dead for, couple of years already?
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Come on now. Come on.
I definitely agree. I think he's the next. I mean, I think he's just another flavor for right now. I mean, he might be successful a little bit longer, but I mean, I think he's just like the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Jonas Brothers, all these pop stars. But I think, how long is this going to go on for? His time in the spotlight is what I'm trying to say.
Let it go, Justin. You're not you're just a one-hit sensation before another young kid comes about that looks just like you, do the same corny dance moves, the same corny music, and you'll wind up being number one just like Justin Bieber did for being cute and untalented. That's about it. Jim Calhoun, he might retire from UConn University. The guy has just won. He has 3 championships under his rings. He got a lot of people that went to the NBA. I would retire too if the NCAA is investigating my recruiting rules too. I would go out on top. What about you, Carl?
I would do the same thing. I think it's like a boxer that wins the heavyweight championship of the world and then decides to hang it up. I don't have a problem with that. Winning the Super Bowl and then calling it your last season like Bettis did and Michael Strahan did. It's just go out on top. You worked your entire career for doing that. He's got 3 national championships now. He's done everything he can do at that level, at the college level for UConn. I think it's like, why not? Hang it up. You got everything you need. You've done everything 3 times. You got the national championship. You've been on that stage. I think if he decides to hang it up, just like Phil Jackson, I think you've done everything you can do.
You think he's hanging up because he won a championship or because he's getting investigated?
Might be because he's getting investigated.
Both, because I think maybe a little bit of both.
It might be a little bit of both because I think the mindset of most of these coaches is they don't want to leave. They want to keep winning and winning because that's what their life is about. Just like Joe Paterno is still coaching, after all these years and stuff like that.
Joe don't know what's left from his right. Joe just staying out there like a statue. Joe don't even know what game he's watching. He still think he's in 1975 watching Penn State still playing.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, kills me right here because this kills me. Jersey Shore cast members next year that they're going to Italy and disgracing more will get $100,000 an episode next season. Every last one of them, and all they do is drink, sleep with everybody in the house, and on roids and everything else. What am I doing wrong? What they're doing right? Because
I don't know. I just think they haven't discovered us yet. They haven't picked us yet. They just picked a bunch of kids to go do a party, and they get paid $100,000. I think it's ridiculous.
They don't do nothing to help nobody. They don't do nothing good. I mean, they make, certain towns are upset because they give the towns a bad name now. All these protests, they don't really want them there. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is 100,000 episode, and all I gotta do is party and show off my body all day. I'll do the same thing too, but I don't watch it, but everybody else do.
In defense to the Jersey Shore cast, they are getting paid that money because the audience eats it up with a spoon, and people watch it, so they're giving the advertising dollars. So MTV is making a lot more than that. So that's what, about $1 million a season for each guy is like this. MTV is making 10 times as much as that in money. So I think you have to give a little bit back to the people that are bringing in the viewers, no matter what they're doing, even if they are partying every episode and really not doing a whole lot. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I saw the Situation as a tour or something like that. Like, what does he do on this tour? Like, what did he come out and show his stomach?
I gotta disagree with you on this. Jersey Shore now, not 100,000 episode. Come on. They ain't pay more than teachers. They don't say or help nothing or do nothing positive.
People can't afford a meal right now.
Yeah, we're talking about 100,000 just to have fun. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't believe in that. And last but not least, this one saddens me, ladies and gentlemen. In San Diego, a youth football coach was arrested after a confrontation with a parent. Another one of the coaches tried to recruit the player for one of the guys' team from the losing team, and a guy got mad and kicked and punched the other coach guy out in front of 9, 10, 11-year-olds. We're talking about 9, 10, 11-year-olds. When I read it, I thought it was high school or college, but we're talking about kids. They're fighting over kids.
I could see if you're frustrated about a college prospect or something like that, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they're fighting over 9, 10, 11 years. It's supposed to be about teaching the kids about teamwork, teaching them about the sport, and having fun. It's not about sport, winning at that age. It's not about getting the stats and the records and all that. It's about teaching the kids something, teaching them how to play a game, let them have some fun, run around, play with their friends, and teach them a little bit about teamwork and responsibility. That's what I think. It's just absolutely ridiculous that people are getting physical about this and violence is the outcome of these T-ball games. It's ridiculous.
And they have a nerve to be coaches and coach kids. And these parents trust these coaches with their kids. And how can you trust any of them? They're fighting and arguing over a kid. Like, it doesn't make sense. I can see if that was his son or something. Even that, you don't do that in front of no kids. Have a life, I don't know. Soak it up, be a man. If the kid wants to go to another team, let the kid go to another team. They're 9, 10, 11-year-olds, not grown. They're not grown kids. You're supposed to set an example, not lead by, not an example. So that's wrong. That's bad. And I try to help coach before, and I would never do nothing like that.
No, you're supposed to be a role model for these young men and girls, young women and men. You're supposed to teach them the right way to do things. And this is absolutely the wrong way.
Yes. And last but not least, I'm sorry we got to go. I'm running late. But last but not least, I got to say, man, Ramirez, he retired. He retired with 555 home runs. He had to retire because they caught him with steroids again the third time. He was on 100-game suspension, and he retired. Boss, before we leave, good or bad move by Manny?
I think it is because if you didn't learn your lesson the first time when you got that 50-game suspension, why would you try to, experiment with these drugs again? I think he should just learn his lesson the old natural way with the spinach and take your protein and whatever and just keep being Manny. I mean, he was drawing fans and he was still hitting well. He's still playing well at his age. I think it was just a bad move on his part to try it again and just revert back to his old ways. I think he kind of dug his own grave for this one, but I think it's a good move to just hang it up rather than saying pretty much I messed up and I'm just gonna deal with what I did. But it's sad that the last memory of Manny Ramirez is he's retired because of a drug scandal. That's my thought.
It's sad, but it's the same. I mean, he's been doing it for years. He's been one of the best right-handers in the game, but, he's juiced up like everybody else. But we got to go. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I wish we could do it longer. This is Tell It Like It Is. I'm here with Just Jackson. You have a question, justjackson.com, bossentertainment.com. We'll have a Facebook page. We out. We done. Get out. We out of here. Be safe. Carl Baus, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on.
And have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen. Peace. God bless you.
Take care.